Hello, friends. On Master Sunday, I'm Darren Pang alongside Joe Vitale.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. This is our golf voice right now. The Masters are on right now, and I'm darn glad they're on right now because there's a bigger show going on later today. We welcome you to Blues Game Day Live this evening at 6:30. It's Game 3 here in St. Louis at Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis between the Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. Late game for Game 2 in Winnipeg. Quick turnaround and an early skate and an early game here tonight. Is that going to have any factor on the players, Joe?
You know, I talked to a couple of players this morning, Carl Gunnarsson and also Braden Shen, and they just made the comment, quick turnaround. And in hockey lingo, that basically means it feels like we were just here yesterday. Yeah. I think because of the day off yesterday for both teams, it was a travel day. So there was really off the ice, but you're still engaged and you're traveling and doing that whole bit there. So it is a quick turnaround. It's going to be a quick one tonight as it starts at 6:30.
Well, Craig Berube was just here behind us addressing the media, and boy, we've got national media from Canada. We've got Joe Micheletti and his band from NBC Sports Network. And, of course, we've got locally here, Y98 is going to be on the radio side. And, of course, Fox Sports Midwest right here locally in the St. Louis area. John Kelly and I will have the call. One of the things he talked about was matching the Jets' desperation. They know after losing 2 games in their own barn that this very well could be the series. So they're going to empty out the tank for this one here.
Well, this is going to be it, and that's exactly right, Darren. When you look at when a team goes down 3-0, and Brett with the Blues here, he does a terrific job with our stats, and he told me this morning when a team goes up 3-0, they have a 97.8% chance to win the series. So that's really good. So if you're the Winnipeg Jets, you don't want to fall. You're already in a hole. Don't dig yourself a deeper hole. What that means is they're going to have desperation tonight in their game. And Craig Berube's biggest job is try to get their team to match that desperation because it's going to be a fun one here tonight.
So, like if Tiger Eagles 15, he's got a pretty good chance?
Maybe. You wore your Masters green today.
I wore Masters green. It's sort of been preoccupying my last 2 days.
I got my Tiger red on.
Boy,
actually,
Joe,
hold on. This is my favorite shirt.
Is that your Northeastern red?
No, it's not. You're going to love this, Darren.
Oh, Led Zeppelin. Okay, we're bringing this to a whole new level right now. The other thing that head coach Craig Berube talked about was don't get comfortable being at home and up 2-0.
Yeah, I think that's the comfort zone, right? As any player would tell you, that when you come home, you start sleeping in your own bed, you get in your own routine again. But, what Craig Berube's done this year, he took this team on the road throughout that stretch in February and March. They found their game, and they have brought it back home. So for them to continue to do that, and Darren, I know that based off the game, too, what we've seen, and I love your thoughts on this, but just as far as the fashion of how they scored those goals. And I talked to Ryan O'Reilly this morning. He said really it's about throwing as much as they can at Hellebuck because he's a struggling goaltender right now.
Yeah, I thought Game 2 was an oddity. A lot of broken plays resulted in rush goals, which the Blues are not a real rush team. I mean, they scored on an odd man break. They scored on a chance with Sundqvist right in the middle where Winnipeg didn't have a real good defensive mindset. They opened up the gap. They let him go right down the middle of the ice. I'm not sure if that's going to happen in this game. I think this is going to be more grinding down low style of game. They have had success on the stick side against Connor Hellebuck. There's a lot of talk a couple of years ago, there was a lot of talk in the way he held his glove side. And then last year, he trained differently. He went to a different goalie school out in Western Canada, and he kind of changed his glove, and he had 44 wins last year. And now here we are again with the microscope on him, and he's given up goals to the stick side. And I'm sure he'll have some adjustments here. And I'm sure the Blues, depending on the situations, too, of where the goaltender is, what kind of position he's in. For example, I mean, Alex Pietrangelo had a real good chance on the power play and put it right off the glove side, right off the crossbar. It was a perfect shot. This day and age, every goal that you give up, and especially if you give up multiple styles of goals against, you're going to get beat up. I mean, that's just the way it is. We've seen that in the past with Matt Murray and his glove in Pittsburgh, and we're seeing it here with Connor Hellebuck. We'll just have to see if the Blues keep going in that area or if they try to change things up. But one thing for sure is Ryan O'Reilly had a heck of a game in the last one. I mean, hit from behind by Mark Scheifele, guy that he played on the same line with in the World Championships with Canada. Drilled again behind by Kopp.
Yeah, he drew 2 penalties.
And probably a beat-up guy, but yet there he is scoring the game-winning goal. How valuable I mean, has he been from the beginning to the end? And where would they be without Ryan O'Reilly?
Oh gosh, we wouldn't be here right now. I'm telling you right now,
yeah.
it'd be the off season for the St. Louis Blues. He's meant so much to this group. You see him in the locker room this morning with his shiner and his big beard, and he looks like a playoff player right now. The goal he scored was terrific, but you know the little things aside from all that, the defensive zone, how he takes responsibility there, his face-offs at the end of the games, both game 1 and game 2, as the Jets had to pull their goalie in both games, so valuable. And he's going against Adam Lowry, who he's a fourth line guy, but he's one of the best face-off guys in the National Hockey League.
The guy plays hard.
He buries, and I love his style.
Okay, now let's go to that. The Blues get last change in this one.
Yeah.
So does Craig Berube keep him away from? Does he keep him away from Lowry?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're going to keep him away from Lowry. To me, I would love to see the Hayes matchup. I would love to see Ryan O'Reilly's line get out there against Hayes. That line's been struggling. I think Lowry's that heavy line that Craig Berube's going to try to avoid with Ryan O'Reilly because they need Vladimir Tarasenko and Ryan O'Reilly to start getting on the board more. They got some good chances the first couple games, but they're going to need this top line, so I'm expecting that. But Darren, what's the bench has been like? I mean, all the fans, I've been getting a lot of feedback, like what is so-and-so saying and so-and-so. I say, I don't really know, but I know one guy that's between it all. It seems like it's been a pretty emotional bench back and forth.
It's been great. I've got plenty of notes. Some of it I can say, some of it I can't say. But some things get right on the edge. There's a lot, and I've talked to Patty Maroon about it, and there's a lot of going back and forth. And Patty Maroon's answer all the time is, "I get it. I'm Fatty Patty," and the way he says it is hilarious because that's the one line that teams have, and he goes, "I get it. It's Fatty Patty hockey, and it's playoff hockey." And his line back to whoever says it to him is quite comical because he says, "And we're in the same league, the NHL, Fatty Patty hockey, and you were in the same league." So it has been it's been entertaining. It doesn't get Pat Maroon off his game whatsoever. I think it actually gives him energy. And as I've said before on the air on Fox Sports Midwest, he's so relentless, he's wearing me down. And I say that, I admire his relentlessness. Now, keep in mind in tonight's game, there are, between the benches, there are fans. So I'm closer to the Blues bench. Then there are a set of fans. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 seats. And then there's the Winnipeg Jets. So I think there'll be less between there, and I would think for Winnipeg Jets, they're probably looking for a little break from it. But I think from Pat Maroon's side, he's playing so well. Yeah. He's been effective this way. He always has throughout his career, and I believe that he'll just continue to go in that way and keep going down the same road that he's been going down.
Yeah, and I've seen teams that when you get in verbal altercations with them, they just skate away. It doesn't affect them. I think the Winnipeg Jets are. I think they're affected. I think Mark Scheifele. I think they're leaders. You see them going back and forth. I think Pat Maroon is getting under the skin of the Winnipeg Jets in a great way.
Well, this is going to be a heck of a hockey game here. The Blues are up 2-0 in the playoff series. They win 2 in Winnipeg, and this is long from over. These are 2 heavyweight matchups here, and it's going to be a great battle. And once again, the game time is 6:30. The pregame show at 6 o'clock. Get here early. There's going to be a great presentation, and trust me when I say this, the motivational speech that you're going to hear on the Jumbotron before this game starts is going to knock your socks off. It is just full of heart, and it's full of life, and it's full of passion. And I won't give out anything more than that, but make sure you're here. Pregame shows on Y98 and on Fox Sports Midwest with the Hall of Famer Bernie Federko and Scott Warman. John Kelly and I will have the call on that side, Chris Kerber and Joe Vitale on the other side. So join us today. Enjoy the day. Watch the Masters. Get all fired up. And then tune into some great hockey this evening. We'll see you then.